Thank you, Madam Chair, Ranking Member. I know that meteorologically speaking, we are in springtime, but legislatively speaking, a dark, ice-cold winter has descended upon America. The biting, cold winds of MAGA are frozen hearts that shut off warmth and sustenance for the needy, the working poor, and the poor, while they consort with the billionaires and millionaires who frolic in their warm mansions and on their luxury yachts in warm seas, never satisfied with the luxuries they enjoy for ease and comfort. The cold winds howl as MAGA rams through the House what Trump has commanded to be named the Big Beautiful Bill. It's the big, ugly GOP tax scam, which rips away health care from 14 million Americans, takes food away from 3 million people every month, and drives up the cost of everyday essentials with its tariffs, which is a tax paid by those same folks who are losing their health care and food stamps. All to hand massive tax breaks to billionaires like Elon Musk. With this bill, billionaires win and working families lose. And as House MAGA Republicans move to snatch food and health care from those in need just to pay for tax cuts for the wealthy, billionaire Donald Trump today accepted an obscenely expensive emolument, a $400 million luxury jet paid for by corrupt Middle Eastern sheiks. Madam Chairman, my first amendment would strike Section 70302 and restore federal courts' ability, when necessary, to hold government officials in contempt in cases where they violate a person's constitutional rights. We all know the reason Republicans added this section. Federal judges have issued over 150 court orders that block or pause the Trump administration's lawless and unconstitutional actions. Trump keeps losing in court, so Republicans want to rig the system so that Trump can ignore judges' orders against him. Without my amendment, this bill prohibits a court from enforcing the orders that it issues, turning courts into paper tigers. This bill says that unless you hand over a lot of money when Donald Trump and his administration violate your rights, they can just keep on violating them. It's one more way Republicans and the Trump administration want to trample on the rights of ordinary people who are not wealthy and do so with impunity. This country is built on the rule of law. The judicial branch is essential to ensuring that the violation of one's constitutional rights can be vindicated by the courts. That is why we need my amendment, so that anytime Trump or a future president violates the law, Americans can go to court and stop it before any more harm is done. Because this country is about we the people, not about Donald Trump the king. And I also offer a second amendment which would allow funds to be used to provide lawyers for unaccompanied immigrant children. Picture this, a 2-year-old sucking her thumb while clutching a teddy bear, standing in front of the immigration judge, sitting high and looking down from the bench, while a seasoned lawyer working for the government argues that the unaccompanied child should be sent back to El Salvador, where the dictator holds her parents in a hellhole prison for being politically incorrect. This amendment just makes sense. It would allow legal representation for unaccompanied children. We do not allow children to represent themselves in any other legal proceedings, and immigration court should be no different. In these cases, the government is represented by a lawyer, so how can we expect kids without lawyers to assess their own eligibility for humanitarian relief, prepare their own cases, and advocate for themselves during adversarial hearings? Do we expect that toddler sucking her thumb and clutching her worn and tattered teddy bear to represent herself? Really? There have been long-standing bipartisan support efforts to provide counsel to unaccompanied children because Congress has realized for years that legal representation is essential to ensure that children have meaningful access to asylum and other protections. And with that, Madam Chair and Mr. Ranking Member, I yield back.